Viscount's gardens, Daisy.
Oh, they're enormous. And they're always empty. Why don't more people go to see them?
Probably because they're private and surrounded by guards.
I thought all those men looked a bit cross.
I believe you lost this somewhere.
I thought this was lost to us, like so many other things. My gratitude.
By the Dread Wolf.
I don't get here as often as I should, even as captain.
Hey, Nora.
I've got something for you, Varric.
My father's signet ring. Where did you find it? Bartrand pawned it off to pay for the expedition. I can't believe you found it. This sounds exactly like the sort of fake thing I'd make up about you.
When you tell people, mention that I got it from the belly of a dragon.
I'll throw in a couple of werewolves and a griffin for balance. Well, I guess I better start answering my mail from Orzammar. Balin's court just reminds me too much of family dinners with my cousins. Anyway, I owe you one, Hawke. Remind me later to put you on my tab.
Yes?
Is it like you thought? It's nice, isn't it? He seems nice.
Yes, he's very nice.
I know, and you're so cute when you're with him. Not like normal you at all.
3 bits for a month.
Haven't you got something unholy to do?
No, we're following Hawke. That's important too.
Last bottle of the Egregio. I've been saving it for a special occasion.
And what's that?
The anniversary of my escape. Astia Vala Firmundis. Care to hear the story?
I'd like that.
Let's see. You've heard of Saharan? The Imperium and the Qunari have fought over the island for centuries now. I was there with Daenerys during a Qunari attack. I managed to get him to a ship, but there was no room for a slave. I was left behind. I barely got out of the city alive.
I thought Daenerys considered you valuable.
He wasn't given a choice. The look on his face as the ship pulled out was priceless. There are rebels in the Saharan jungles called Fog Warriors. They found me and took me in, nursed me back to health. I stayed with them for a time, until Daenerys finally came for me.
Were you with these Fog Warriors willingly?
I'd grown fond of the rebels. They bowed to no master and fought for their freedom. It was beyond my experience. When Daenerys came, they refused to let him take me. He ordered me to kill them. So I did. I killed them all.
Why would you do such a thing?
It felt inevitable. My master had returned and this fantasy life was over. But once it was done, I looked down at their bodies. I felt I couldn't. I ran and never looked back.
Didn't Daenerys stop you?
The rebels had wounded him. The soldiers he brought attempted to capture me, unsuccessfully. It was weeks before Daenerys was able to mount the hunt in earnest, but by then, I was already gone.
Couldn't you have found other Fog Warriors? Become a rebel?
Even if I did, I felt unworthy. I had no way of knowing if I could truly escape from Daenerys then. I didn't even know what that meant. I simply had to get away. I stowed aboard a ship to the mainland and moved south, chased by my former master every step of the way.
I have to wonder why you stayed with Daenerys as long as you did.
You have not been a slave. A slave does not dream of freedom or wonder at possibilities. You think only of your master's desires and what the next hour will bring. It did not occur to me that I could be anything else until I had a taste of it.
But there are stories of slaves rebelling all the time. They did in Kirkwall.
The ritual that gave me my markings also stripped me of my memory. Whatever I was before may as well have never been. Perhaps if I knew, I might have felt differently.
How well did you know these Fog Warriors?
I knew them only a few months, but in that time, I felt as if I truly lived. They were bold, strong, free with their affections. I was in awe of them and owed them everything. And I turned on them even so.
I don't see why you didn't kill him right there.
I wasn't running from him. Not at first. I've never spoken about what happened to anyone. I've never wanted to. Perhaps this is what it means to have a friend.
Perhaps you're right.
To you, Hawke. May I fight at your side for years to come.
It's different here as captain. Feels like family. Hawke. I don't care what else is going on. We haven't spoken about Lyandrae. How are you?
I have a smile on my face. That should be enough for most people.
That doesn't work on me. I knew her too. I want to think my mother was like her. I just have flashes of impossibly long hair. But my father... Would you like to hear one thing?
You've never talked about him.
My father trained me in all the skills he had been forced to give up. He spent everything to get me into Cailan's service. Do you know what I remember? When he read to me, stupid things, dragons and heroes. He wouldn't turn a page until I reached over and took his hand. That big man made every step of the story my choice. I loved that. He died of the wasting in Adenarim Ward. Those last weeks, I read to him. I had to take his hand to turn the pages, and I couldn't tell if he was too weak, or if it was the old game. He smiled at that, at his big girl. I don't know why I'm telling you this. Drink?
I could use one.
As much or as little as you want. No one tells you how to mourn. And when someone says, move on, you take their hand and say, my choice. That's all I have. I'll miss her too.
Though all shadows, yet shall the Maker be my guide.
Kirkwall's a dangerous place for our friends, but you've made their lot easier. Several of them put their coin together to get you this.
Feel free to look at my merchandise, if you've the coin. It's not a pretty home, but at least it's clean.
I thought you might like this.
You got me a gift. I hardly think I've done anything to deserve that. Is it a... That's a Tevinter Chantry amulet. Do you want me to get executed? It's sacrilege to wear those in any land under the Divine.
Here, I thought you fight for mages' rights. Whoever's bad side that puts you on.
I like it. Maybe not on the outside of my clothes. I'm not that eager to face the hangman's noose. But I appreciate the thought. I've never really thought about what life would be like in the Tevinter Chantry. In the Circle, they make it sound like the Void itself. The Black Divine stalking Thedas, making it unsafe for kittens and virgins.
I haven't noticed too many of either in Kirkwall.
And fewer every day, I suspect. I appreciate the gift. Perhaps one day I can return one as meaningful.
This is important. Don't interrupt with your selfish prattle.
Get off your high horse. I have problems too.
Ha! What drink should I order, and who's the father?
Oh, you little...
What is it now, you two?
Hawke. The Arishok is sheltering 2 fugitives who have converted to the Qun. He must be convinced to release them. He's already feared because of Patrice. If people start to think he can ignore the law, I need your help so this doesn't get out of hand.
I'm going to die. There. Got your attention? Real problem.
I heard Arishok and die. What's this about?
Remember the relic? The one Castillon is going to kill me over? A man called Wall-Eyed Sam has it. If you help me get it, Castillon won't kill me. Please.
I'm trying to keep the entire city from rioting against the Qunari.
Well, maybe it's connected.
What?
I'm just saying maybe it will help. It's important to someone, right?
Now you start being responsible? Shit.
You're sure this is the relic you're after?
I've had my ear to the ground for a while. There was a description of the book. It's the right one.
Book? I thought you didn't know what the relic was.
Well, I know it's a book, but that's all I know. It's written in a foreign tongue. Honestly, what does it matter? It'll save me from Castillon, so I need it.
Why has this come up so suddenly, Isabella?
Sam's been talking to black market dealers all over Lowtown. It didn't take me long to get wind of it. What frustrates me is that he's held onto the relic so long.
Tell me about Sam.
Sam used to run with Martin. Remember him? Martin says Sam's a bit of a magpie, picking up things that don't belong to him. Not a trustworthy sort. When Martin gave up raiding, Sam became a drifter.
Who was involved in this exchange?
Tevinter mages. I doubt they'll look kindly on us interrupting. Bring a sword. Or 12.
This seems like an issue for you and your guards. Quite a few of them.
Sending a full patrol would just increase tension. But you're right. I am the captain. It's my responsibility. But I suspect the Viscount was hoping I would bring this to you.
Then he should have come himself.
Perhaps. But it's understandable that he's not at his best. I'd like to help him if I can.
Isn't it odd that someone would run to the Qunari?
They're elves accused of murder. Maybe they feel they've nothing to lose by fleeing the alienage.
And if their conversion is genuine?
I don't know. But how many more will try if I allow this? Justice must be respected.
You're expecting trouble?
After what happened to the Viscount's son, yes. I'm hoping the Qunari aren't looking for a fight. I'm hoping they'll be reasonable. But we'll see.
The relic issue has to be resolved before we take on the Qunari.
You trust her this much?
Probably not. I wouldn't.
They won't wait at the compound forever, Hawke. I really do hope this helps, because if it doesn't...
You think I like having this thing on my mind? Come on. The exchange is happening tonight in a Lowtown foundry.
Are you sure about this? The champion was asked to go to the Qunari.
I suppose you think he planned the entire thing.
Considering what it led to.
Come on, Seeker. I'm not going to sell Hawk short, but nobody could have foreseen the way that would go down. Or do you still think I'm lying to protect my friend?
There are elements of your story that make sense. And you couldn't have known about them otherwise.
Well, that's a relief.
But that doesn't mean you're telling me everything.
I want this story to be told. You're not the first to get it all wrong. I think I owe Hawk that much.
No attacks, no disasters, no out-of-control enchantments. It's a good day.
You will surrender the relic.
I don't have your stupid relic.
Go down!
What are the Qunari doing here?
Yes. About that. The relic belongs to the Qunari, and there's a small chance they want it back.
Do the Qunari look like the sharing type to you? Of course they want it back.
I've always known what the relic is. I just didn't want to worry you.
You're the picture of kindness, Raveni.
The relic is a Qunari text handwritten by that philosopher of theirs. Kuzlan, whatever his name is. I stole it from them. They followed me here to reclaim it, and it's why they're still in Kirkwall. They can't leave the Free Marches without it.
How did you steal the relic from the Qunari?
The Arishok never had it. The Orlesians did. They had plans to return it to the Qunari. I simply had to waylay the Orlesian convoy before it met up with the Arishok and his men. Getting the relic was easy. Getting away from the Qunari was the hard part.
I thought you and the Qunari were caught in a storm.
The storm was only half of it. I also had the Qunari dreadnought stuck to my behind like a bad rash, spitting fire and thunder at me.
Maybe giving it back would solve Aveline's problem.
That mess is over a couple of elves. I need it to save my own skin.
Why would anyone besides the Qunari want this relic?
The Tevinter Imperium have been at war with the Qunari for centuries. If the Tevinters get the relic, it will strike a blow to Qunari morale. That's probably what the mages want.
Sounds like the Qunari take their reading very seriously.
Is there anything the Qunari don't take seriously? Look, the book's right in this building, and I'm not letting it slip away again. It's the only thing that'll get Castillon off my back. Please, tell me you'll give the relic to me.
It's yours. Your life depends on it.
Really? I wasn't expecting that. It's nice to have someone on my side for once. Come on, we've no time to waste.